Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, the Star Wars Role-Playing Podcast, Season 2, Episode 31, Destination Segura. I'm your host and Jedi Gymnastics Instructor, Ito Davis. If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew playing the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games. And now it is time to thank our Nerf Herd of the Week, David Ruth. At this level, our patrons get access to our exclusive Patreon feed to listen to our episodes days early. Plus, David will get to name his very own NPC on the show. Thank you, patrons. To be our next Blasterhead or Nerf Herd of the Week, be sure to subscribe to us at patreon.com/moralityplays. Here on No Match for a Blaster, we play Fantasy Flight's Edge of the Empire, and it's definitely among our favorite RPG systems. Has your gaming group ever run a Star Wars game? What system or edition did you use? And what are some of the memorable stories from your campaign? Let us know on our Facebook page at No Match for a Blaster, or tweet us at morality_plays. And if you enjoy the show, please don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes. So get your datapad note-taking app ready, because we're returning to the crew of the Atheon as they're getting some new intel on the movements of Sith Lord Doridian Thrask.
Open. Moff Spozak's intelligence log. With only 2 galactic weeks left before the battle between the First Order, Doridian Thrask, and the New Republic Defense Force, the crew of the Atheon has embarked upon an ambitious plan to search the city planet of Segura for activated kyber crystals based on the Force-induced visions of the ship's captain. Meanwhile, the Sith Lord continues to grow in power, as the crew receives notice of a planet once teeming with life, suddenly going dark. Close intelligence log.
So it took a small chunk of time. What else do you want to do on Julius before you guys head out?
Shopping.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, I was like, is there anything I need to buy?
Is there anything you need to buy? I
don't know. Let me check my inventory.
You all did get a lot of credits from...
We have somewhere... We have a good amount of credits.
We should get the entire hollow box set of the Cal Soul series.
Yes!
I think this would greatly cheer up Kamayo.
S4, you like Cal Soul?
Interesting.
Oh, this would also be an excellent opportunity to sell some of the things we found. All of the Mandalorian paraphernalia, for instance.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess. If you want to sell it. Which I guess was why we picked it up. And I guess that would be to Ushal, right? I mean...
Either that or that antique weapons dealer.
Oh, that was a different person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah, then, yeah, that person would be good.
We also wished to track down the mechanics that you had rescued, yes?
Yeah, they expressed potential interest in helping the,
New Republic Defense Force?
Well, I think they thought they were helping the Resistance.
Ah. To answer your previous question, Kamaya, no, I do not like Cal Soul. But the name has appeared over 2,000 times in your personal logs.
You're reading my personal logs?
I wouldn't really say that I was reading them, no.
You are looking through them. Don't look through my personal logs.
I was running maintenance on the entire ship's computer system. You do not have them locked, by the way.
Hit a password.
It only took me 300 tries to break it.
What? Why are
That's
you trying
not
to
a
break the
password.
password?
Cal Soul 123 is not really much of a password.
No, it
You've
really
been reading
isn't.
my personal logs too?
It only took him 4 tries.
After having read your after having downloaded your personal logs, it would have only taken me 1 try to guess what your password was. There was parts of the computer bags I was unable to access, and not just your personal log. There were several other pieces that were giving me trouble. I wanted to make sure there wasn't anything problematic in there. I do apologize if you feel that your privacy was invaded. However, I was trying to run maintenance on the ship's computers, as I said. Also, I noted that you do not own them.
What?
You don't own all of them.
All
of the hollows.
Well,
you don't own all of them.
Well, no.
Hence my suggestion of purchasing all of them while we are here.
Yeah, okay, I do still want to see them.
Alright. I will go and find them.
S4 goes on a shopping.
And
Hey, do we still have the loader droids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. And so I assume...
I could also run maintenance on those.
So who's going with you to sell all that? Or do you need us to go? I guess you don't really need us to go.
I guess you don't... No, I
Nah.
guess I could just handle it. I could just pretend I'm a droid that has been tasked with this.
Kamaya, yeah, you can interact with those mechanics. You talk to them. They'll do the work if you want them to be the ones that do the work specifically.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't have a problem with that.
Are they still interested in trying to work against the First Order, or is this probably about what they're willing to do?
Yeah, but like, there's nothing for them to. Yeah, they're willing. They're absolutely willing.
How are they doing on the station?
They're doing pretty well.
Okay.
The station that they were on was pretty grand scale. So they've actually gone into more of a specialized ship works. So
Good.
very specialized ships.
They have a very, very valuable skill set.
Yeah. So after a few hours, S4, you wanted to find that, and anything else?
I was going to sell some of the Mandalorian paraphernalia.
Sure.
At least a few bits of it.
Sure.
So that we have more cash on hand. I'll give the rest of it to the New Republic Defense Force. They'll do whatever they need to do with the rest of it. But, so we have some operating cash and perhaps enough to cover the repairs to the ship.
Sure.
Cash on hand. And I will go and find all of the hollows and return with them. That can't be that difficult, right?
No. You're walking around, just because it's interesting, a peddler will try and offer, like, he'll say something to the degree of, the first one is free while you're walking by, and hands you a thing.
What is it that I've been handed?
It is it looks like a miniature version of a back-to-patch.
I stop and take a look at the back-to-patch, or it's been doctored, I assume. Haha.
Yeah, and there's a little picture of a little star exploding.
I swivel my head to point at the dealer, since I'm assuming that is what he is.
Sure. Yeah.
Greetings. I am S4M-3L Cybernetics. What is this?
Tell your master that the first shot is free and where you got it. He'll be back like that.
Is it addictive?
Oh, are you a cop? Is your master
No.
a cop?
No, not anymore. That ought to give him pause.
He pauses.
Yep.
S4M
S4M calculated a 6-second pause.
No.
Would you mind if I ran some tests on this?
He says, "Oh my God, what's that?" and points in a direction.
I look over there and say, "What?"
He in a puff of Gouda, he's gone.
Oh no, the person I was talking to seems to have disappeared. I should find them. I make a very ham-fisted attempt at searching for him, and then clearly give up.
Yep.
Even if I do see him.
Yep. He's behind a waistband. But yeah.
Right.
You can...
Yes. And then I will continue my shopping.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so putting that in the medical lab. I want to see what this is. And I'm going to try to figure out what it is and make it worse and tell him about it.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's going to be so happy. S4M will be so pleased.
S4 really likes to be a consulting criminal.
He just likes to consult. It seems to just be criminals that approach him.
He wants to be a consultant of all types.
That's right. Alright, so S4M will start heading back to the ship, because there are no weapons or equipment or anything like that he wishes to purchase.
Alright.
Oh, that's not true. He wants to purchase a psychiatrist droid.
Oh gosh.
Droid, why not just get the program and do it yourself?
No, because Kamaya has already rejected talking to S4M, so clearly it's not his task. The initial attempt has already been too damaging, so he will need a droid to do it for him. And then he can just monitor what the droid's doing directly. So, may I purchase a psychiatrist droid? Ooh, and a gonk droid.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh.
I almost forgot I wanted to buy a gonk droid.
Alright, so...
Kamaya's just texting Joaquin. She goes for a drink.
You weren't going to go and visit,
Notch?
Notch, yes.
Yeah, that's true. I could visit Notch.
You should go and visit Notch. S4M will suggest this if you don't.
S4 suggests so she visits Notch.
Yes.
Why?
He might suggest that he needs something from Notch's shop while he's out doing this other thing. Would Kamaya mind going and buying something random from Notch's shop with the intention that she spend time talking to Notch? Because S4M is worried about his meat bags. Because they're not operating at 100%, which is unacceptable. Don't misunderstand.
So he's setting her up with Notch.
He thinks talking to Notch would be positive for Kamaya.
That's true. Probably would.
So, the price of the psychiatric droid is 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
The price you'll get for... How many guns did you get? Do we have a thing?
We have 2 small boxes of Mandalorian bits and bobs taken from broken weapons on the abandoned research base, but I think I'll hold on to those. 4 boxes of Mandalorian paraphernalia from abandoned research base, 5 Mandalorian special pistols, 1 Mandalorian weave officer hat, and 1 dwarf crate dragon horn, which is worth quite a bit.
Oh, God, yeah. Did we give price on that one?
No, just quite a bit.
All right.
I'm sure we said it during the previous episodes, but I don't remember what it was.
If you remember how much the Crate Dragon Horn costs, send us a tweet on morality_plays
and
on
by
Twitter.
the time we get it, it will be way too late. But
It
we
will be far too late. Do it
We will
anyway.
appreciate that you were paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, buddies.
If you get the number right, we might send you a sticker, but that means I'm going to have to go review the thing, so who knows. All right.
I'll review the thing and we'll send you a sticker.
Okay, great.
Great. But you
S4M recalculating.
You are now in charge of stickers, by the way. All right, so
Excellent.
So I'll tell you what. The stuff you want to sell, including the horn, we'll say that's 30 grand. How about that?
Okay,
That'll clear expenses.
sure. So I will mark all of these Mandalorian things as sold, except for the bits and bobs.
Yep. And add 5,000 to the coffers.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are at a point where you could buy a secondary ship if you wanted.
I would like to talk to an armorer about these cortosis plates and having them made into some sort of armor to be worn.
Ooh. Yeah, you can drop them off and they say they're going to need a few days to figure out what they can do with them.
And I will give them, I guess, Remy's measurements, if that's okay? For the armor?
Yeah. When it starts to become effectively morning, S4 comes back with a group of 5 droids.
Oh my gosh.
Come up.
Including the loader droids?
Yeah, including the loader droids. They had to carry all the stuff.
Because they had to carry all the cortosis plates.
5 droids are coming up the ramp and wake all of you up.
Because we are not stealthy. Tramps. Clang, 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 clang. clank.
The gong droid has like much faster,
Clink, clink, clink,
shorter
clink,
legs.
clink, clink. Yeah, it's very stubby little, stubby rapid legs. Clink, 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 clink.
She's a heavy sleeper.
Captain Kabaya, I have returned.
Excellent. Were you able to sell all the things you wanted to sell?
Yes, at a fairly good price, too.
Oh, good.
Something to be said for this sort of grey market. I have returned with several things I thought we could use. Captain, here is a new copy of How to Play Dejaric. I thought you would like that.
All right.
Kamaya, I have brought you back the entire box set of the Cal Soul holotapes. However, I have encountered a strange anomaly.
What?
The box set contains all of the holotapes that are listed, but I also found this one, which appears to be called One Twi'lek Girl Is Not Enough.
Oh. Yeah,
So I added that to the set.
Okay, I'll take that. She does take it and put it away. Yeah. That's not part of the regular canon, but it's a good one.
Ah, excellent. I'm glad I was able to procure it for you.
A incredibly smooth-chested humanoid walks from around Kamaya out of her room. Oh, I could go for some breakfast.
You know a good place?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Grabs his fur coat, slaps it on, ties a red bandana around his throat. Eggs? Eggs? Pointing at everybody. Eggs?
No, thank you.
Who is this?
Oh, this is Notch.
This is Notch. Captain Notch. Notch, the captain.
Hey.
Oh, right. Were you not there last time we went over?
Oh, he wasn't
Yeah,
there last...
Notch.
What? Oh.
Yeah, Notch. Remy, Notch. Yeah. I'd be down for breakfast.
Sure.
S4M spatters out a series of commands in binary, but I would imagine Notch understands them?
Oh, yeah. Notch speaks binary. Absolutely.
Yeah, so S4M has just told the psychiatry droid not to take baseline understandings of Kamaya, as she is in far too positive a mood at the moment.
Yes, you could tell that the psych droid is, like, calculating, is trying to get... Yeah, that's exactly what it was doing.
Right, is trying to get baselines for the crew. But S4M says, no, you're going to have to delete this one. She's in far too good of a mood. And I think Notch would take this as some sort of way to go. I think that's how Notch would interpret this.
Yeah,
I think that's how
probably.
Notch would interpret that.
Yeah, more than one standard deviation, if you know what I mean. All right, let's go get some eggs.
S4M and the psychiatry droid both nod, like this makes perfect sense to them. And the Gonk droid waddles, because that's with Gonk droids.
As for you're not sure how he could possibly, like, you do like a tighter scan. You don't know how he can be that hairless. It is weird.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
In addition to this, Captain, I have talked to a local armorer about building the Cortosis plates into a piece of armor for you. I took the liberty of giving them your measurements.
Okay. Good idea.
Thank you, Captain. Will there be anything else?
Yeah, who's that? She points at the psychiatrist droid.
This is S1GNY. He will be joining us in the medical bay.
We need another medical droid?
We need an actual medical droid. I am not actually a medical droid.
It is a pleasure to meet you all.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay.
My door is always open.
Come along, S1GNY. We will install the couch that you wanted.
It falls behind you. Boop, 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 boop.
And we both head to the medical bay. If you come back later, there is now a, psychiatry couch installed in the medical bay.
Yeah.
Oh, and S4M and S1GNY will start working on whatever that drug is I was given. We would like to figure out what it is. And see, S4M will try to increase the potency.
Oh, God. Yeah, you can increase it. Yeah. I mean, you need drug trials, but yeah.
Oh, there will be trials. Yeah.
S1GNY, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. S1GNY.
S1GNY looks like the kind of the medical droid from the end of Empire, I believe, that's installing his hand.
Oh, okay.
The difference is that that it's like if you took one of those, but then you covered him in mannequin parts, so it looks very person-like. It looks a little bit more friendly. Yeah, it doesn't have the hose coming out of it anymore. They try to make it look very friendly. So much so that on the torso and stuff like that, it's the chest plates are molded to look a little cardigan-y. Mm-hmm. So it looks like his little he doesn't wear clothes, obviously, because that'd be weird. But yeah, it's made to look more like calming and nothing, no protrusions, no medical devices.
Oh, and he's that very calming color of green.
Yes, and he actually blinks.
Nice.
That is
a
newer
nice
thing that
touch.
They figured out that it's unnerving to disclose things to people that can't blink. So this droid can blink.
So he's actually programmed to blink at specified intervals?
Yes.
Nice.
So we shouldn't take him with us when there might be Force shenanigans going on. Because that's when you have hallucinations.
That is exactly where I was going, Bobby.
I beat you there.
You beat me there. Alright, well, S4M is real happy at the moment. He's got a medical project to work on, and chemistry, and new droids to command, and he'll send the loader bots back to the cargo bay, and he'll send the Gonk droid to just go plug in at the moment, since it isn't needed.
So is the cargo bay the new droid bay kind of a thing?
Actually, I think the conference room might be the new droid bay.
Ooh.
Because we don't really use it as a conference room very much, do we?
We use it as a ping pong room.
Yes, we use it as a ping pong room. So yeah, he might be parking the extra droids just in the conference room at the moment.
Okay. So after another, let's say, 2 hours, it's getting a little later in the morning. It looks like the mechanic crew is starting to do the last parts of the repairs. Kamaya can come back from a very good lunch that was also a disco. Breakfast.
Okay.
Breakfast was also a disco. Sorry,
it was a brunch.
That's crazy.
It was a brunch disco.
It was a brunch go. And
that sounds like the name of a company that makes brunch items. Brunchco.
Brunchco.
Brought to you by Brunchco. Yeah.
That's going to be our next ad.
Brunchco. Always the right choice for brunch.
Do you want a quiche and an unsatisfying grapefruit? Brunchco. So you start prepping the flight sequence. You punch in the navigation telemetry and all that kind of stuff for Segura.
I think part of the launch sequence involves her taking off her shoes and putting them up on the dashboard. Is that like the last thing that's part of the sequence? You have to press this button, flip this switch, adjust this handle, take off shoes, put on dashboard, press that button.
It's just kind of
it's an unconscious part of
used to doing.
It's an unconscious part of the plan.
Oh, by the way,
part of the launch sequence.
Notch was also not wearing shoes.
Oh man!
Notch does not.
I should have gotten a janitor droid.
Oh yeah, there's like wet footprints everywhere. Yeah.
Man. All right, S4M is going to have to go clean that up because he considers that part of maintenance.
And then you got to get a mouse droid.
Now I'm going to get a Goomba droid.
Isn't a mouse droid like basically a janitor droid?
I thought they were couriers.
They are couriers. Yeah.
Well, you can put a brush on the front of it.
I suppose.
Yeah, you start to pull away from Julius, Blue Sun, go through the debris field, exit the debris field, punch in coordinates.
Yep.
And you go into hyperspace, and it takes you a while.
20 hours.
Bottle episode.
Julius is pretty far from the core, and this place that you guys are, Segura, is pretty deep in the core.
Oh, it's a core world?
Uh-huh.
For some reason I thought it was mid-rim.
It's like it's a bit like Detroit-y, where it used to be the center of a lot of production.
Right, you did actually describe that before. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You have any idea where on this planet we should be looking?
Not really. Like
It's
I
a big
said,
planet. There's a lot of city on it.
well, it's kind of like this sort of pyramid-shaped building. From what I understand, I mean, I wouldn't imagine there are that many of those around, and it's probably pretty big. If I understand how Jedi temples are supposed to be, but I don't know. Well, according to S4, there aren't any. He didn't think there was any Jedi temples on Segura.
I mean, I guess there could be a secret one. It seems like there's at least something.
Well, it's kind of hard to be a secret temple when you are pyramid-shaped, right? I mean, I wouldn't think the other buildings are all pyramids. It's kind of inefficient. I guess we'll see when we get there.
Welcome to Segura, home of the 136 pyramid-only cities.
Yep.
Damn it!
It's all pyramids.
All pyramids
everywhere.
all the time. If anyone is paying attention to S4M, he is commiserating with the other droids on board, but it's all in binary.
There's a big droid meeting going on
Yes, in the conference room. Those of them that can sit are in fact sitting, and S4M is using the conference room like a conference room to have a conference with all of the droids. He's trying.
Everybody's beat booping.
Right, he's trying to catch them up on everything that has happened, especially the psychiatrist droid. He's farmed out some of his smaller tasks to some of these more specialized droids, and has tasked S1, G, and Y with a full inventory of the medical bay and recommendations on updating the medical bay, since he is in fact a medical droid, and a modern one.
He actually might suggest using a full name for him.
Okay.
Because that way...
at least in front of the meat bags?
Actually, in general. He actually... to help with the... to try and bridge that sociable gap.
What does he want to be called, then?
He says that you should go through the knowledge that you have of their previous interactions and find something that would be comforting to them, but also avoid trauma.
Rooster.
Rooster, yeah. 11, we could call you 11. We could call you, yeah!
It has to be said
It
with
has to be said
tone.
with that tone and in that way, yes. I don't know, what would be something comforting from the... so S4M thinks that the best thing to call the droid is Mom.
Oh no.
Yes, because the droid has dug up what he thinks is a comforting term to humanoids.
Deal. His name is Mom.
Alright, his name is Mom.
His name's Mom. Aww. Mom the droid.
Mom, the male-ish droid, yes. Alright, I think we nailed it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The ship starts to... You get close to the end of your hyperspace travel. You come out of hyperspace far above the atmosphere of Segura. Segura is pretty close to the core. It's in a sector that is not super active for travel, but by all means has a lot of very well-known hyperspace travel paths through and around it. As you see it, you know, if you've ever seen Coruscant, like, it has that particular gray or beige overall color to it because so much landmass is city. This has that same kind of thing, but it's a slightly duller darker. It almost looks like a gray pearl. As you get in closer, you see these massive sections of city scaling throughout the entire thing, and where it actually meets bodies of water, that there's hard angular juttings of man-made, of creature-made, of intelligent-made superstructures jutting out at very hard angles into the waters that are on Segura. It's about 20% water of the surface. You start to come in. You do there's a very standard automated systems to query where you're going, and that this is a smaller planet. If you consider on our scale, it's about half the size of Earth, and there are massive landing areas, at different locations on the planet. Roll me a... guess it'd be vigilance? Yeah, roll me a vigilance.
Group?
No, individuals. Not S4.
Good.
Alright, difficulty?
No difficulty.
Oh, wait, all of us you want a roll
Yeah.
for?
Well, the two of you. Yeah.
The two of us. And what was it you wanted?
Vigilance.
I got no successes and 4 advantages.
1 success, 1 advantage.
So let's say there's 6 massive locations that you can go to. It's broken up into 6 places around this planet that have these mega landing zones, and there's 6 of them. You feel a small kind of intuition about one, but that's the best you can kind of feel. Yeah.
I have a gut feeling about this one, but that's all I got. But, it's better than nothing.
If that's all we got to go on, let's go to this one. She'll put in the information and
Yep.
have us go that way.
You come down and you see this incredibly large structure, the size of 4 football fields end to end. And it juts up. It looks like a cylinder on its side that has 30 different sides to it. And you see ships before you land on one of the plates, on one of the faces of it, and then doors slide open underneath it. The ship lowers in, and closes around it, and then that chunk of the cylinder rotates. You're designated to land on one of the faces of the cylindrical superstructure.
Okay. Yeah, go land where they tell us to. Is there any way we can try to scan the planet as we're approaching?
For what?
Looking for a pyramid shaped structure.
You're given instructions to land. You don't see any. You could. The thing is that your ship is pretty big and the airspace is very dense. You see a lot of air speeders and flying car level size things. The Atheon is pretty big, and you're not hooked up into a network that would allow you to navigate safely through this. The swarm is the best way to describe the kind of air traffic there is.
We can't see the superhighways.
There's not superhighways. To you, as you come down, it has these massive, think Judge Dredd level megacities, massive buildings, and then in multiple striations. You don't understand the reasoning behind it, but in multiple striations between the top and the bottom, there is just an immense cloud of speeders everywhere.
Okay. Well, we're here, Remy. What's next?
The Atheon slowly lowers down onto the plate. The doors below it open up. The Atheon is immediately grav-locked, or mag-locked, to the plate. It opens up below it, and the Atheon lowers down farther than it would need clearance for. and the doors above it close. A sickly yellow interior lights pop on, and you can feel, because the mag lock, that the ship rotates about 15 degrees, and you're off your heels a little bit. The rotation stops, and then at the end of the small hangar room that just the Atheon, small hangar compartment that the Atheon is in, there is double doors that open up and stream in more clear, fluorescent-y white light.
Okay. Whoa. Am I... Is this like a normal thing to be happening? to have it kind of at an angle to like save space or something?
Sometimes, yeah. It just depends on the city and the landing bays and, the design, I guess. We need to find the Jedi Temple. So, can we scan for that or not really?
We can plug into the local cortex, Captain.
Says S4M as he walks onto the bridge at a slight angle.
Okay, well, let's start there then.
Okay.
S4M will go and plug into the local cortex and plug it into the ship.
Okay,
and
you do that.
Display. Do we get a... I was thinking we get like a tourism thing for the planet that pops up immediately.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to get people to come and be tourists on this planet because it's Detroit and it is dying.
Yeah, there's pop-ups everywhere.
Yep.
There is actually a... okay, yeah. So there's a lot of advertisements everywhere. And interesting enough, there is an advertisement for a local, like this sector-specific alcohol beverage that is doing like a tour. And it boasts that now it is coming to you even on subsonic brainwave.
Subsonic alcohol?
No, the advertisement is now blaring on subsonic brainwaves.
Now we can be even more annoying.
So, any luck?
I'm searching, Captain.
Remy, you're feeling pretty good that this is probably where you need to be.
Okay.
That you picked the right place to land. And you're thirsty. So thirsty. Alright, so what exactly are you searching for?
I'm searching for temples. I am searching for the word Jedi. I am searching for the word the Force, the phrase the Force.
You're getting a whole bunch of cross-search. Like, you find things, but none of them are jiving up to what you're...
Or on this planet.
Yeah, no. I'll give you a roll. This is going to be There's going to be 4 purple computers.
Ooh. Alright. 1 success and 1 threat.
Okay. You do find a listing for a small clandestine group that do talk about Jedi teachings and lessons and stuff like that meet at
some of the search criteria.
Yeah, they meet some of you don't see them as having particularly any more knowledge than anything else, but you do see that on their little star Facebook group, they do talk about like trying to figure out where the closest place they can go to find Jedi teachings.
I'm wondering if do they appear to be more like, I don't know, like, is this an educational thing? Are they, scholars that are looking into this because they think it's interesting, or
give me?
Are they a cult?
Give me another computer.
Are we gonna have to fight cultists?
Give me another computers at 2 purple and 2 black. You essentially found the Facebook group, and now you're going to check out the individuals that are signed up to it.
All right, checking their individual Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Let's see how culty they are. 3 successes and an advantage.
They are very wide ranging. There's a lot of laborers. It looks like that there's a lot of like directed frustration at other things, and this is kind of where they're moving to.
So this is some sort of minor actual religion.
Yes.
Okay. Do they have an address?
You see that they are going to have a small get-together every...
a calf social.
Yeah, they're going to have a calf social, essentially, at this place.
At this calf shop?
There's an address. You don't know what it is. It's an address.
Calf shop? Yeah, okay. So I will finish my search and turn my head 180 degrees to face the captain while my body continues to face the computer.
Alright, Captain, this is what I've been able to find. There is a local religious organization that meets a lot of the search criteria for what we are looking for. They are having a calf social, whatever that is. I'm trying to figure out exactly the time, but I have the address. Would we like to go there ahead of time and scout out the location?
Yeah, that's the only lead we have right now, right? So
correct. I was able to find no information about a Jedi temple or any remnants of one or anything immediately associated with the Jedi or any other Force-using tradition that I'm aware of, Captain.
Then, yeah, let's go check it out. Did you also check for any structural buildings, like any old, maybe architectural tours that feature any pyramid structures?
Recalculating.
That could also be a lead to find what we're looking for.
He swivels his head back around and does a quick search for pyramid-shaped structures and architectural tours of the cities, or of the city planet.
So what you find is that if you look towards the era that you guys are thinking that this would have been at, that it wasn't covered in these mega superstructures as it is now. It looks like structures were either completely demolished, or
to make way for the super city,
or they were just literally built on top of it, and so you could have these massive, like, mile by mile chunks of land that the bottom, like, 30 floors were the original structures that could still exist, and then the superstructure was built on top of it. There's not a lot of preservation or interest in all the other things because this happened on different scales over and over and over and over all of these hundreds of years of how this planet worked. Really, they're just trying to keep up with population.
I've not been able to find very much, Captain. It appears that the older structures of this planet were either demolished to make way for the current city structure or simply built on top of, and there are no records indicating what is on top of what, Captain.
Alright, well, it was worth a try.
I'm downloading the local maps so that we can find this address, Captain.
Alright.
Download complete.
Alright. Let's get going. We don't have much time to waste.
Lead on, Captain.
You walk down the ramp of the Atheon. The echo of your footsteps going through the hangar module. You get to the double doors, and lit up on the opposite side of the wall from the door, which is a long hallway, it says, "Please remember where you have parked and to take your access key." You turn around, and next to the door, you see some options, a little light-up information plate. It says for you to select your security level, and that higher security levels will incur a higher fee. And then there's this large metallic and electronically affixed key. It's about this. It would fit into your palm, but it would be hard to wrap your hand all the way around it. So it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of security level. Currently, it is set at 0.
Well, I assume Kamaya would want to keep the key.
Yeah, I'll hold on to the key.
So you have to select a setting before you can withdraw the key.
How much are the options?
Does not say.
Well, how are you supposed to know if you can afford it?
That's the point.
And you said it's zero, technically 0 through 5?
Well, right now 0 is the door is open. Because you guys can walk back and through it.
I don't know. What do you two think?
These kind of garages really like to jack up those fees. Actually, S4, would you know how to get into that system and figure out what they're charging? Because, yeah, they really like to take whatever they can get out of people.
And does it even say, like, what the different security measures are?
Negative.
I could slice into it, Captain, but I'm not sure we wish to begin our search with a visit to the police station. If anything went wrong, I'm sure there are redundant systems.
One of the things that we're wanting to do is kind of keep a low profile, right?
Yep.
So, I say level 2. We don't want to seem like we have anything too important.
All right. Level 2.
You slide your finger across from 0 over to 2. You see into the doorway that the walls and floor and ceiling shift, and that the walls come in about 10 feet from the sides, top, and, well, it's already sitting on it. So the sides and top of the Atheon, it moves in, and you hear a locking sound from that echo throughout the room. And then, so the front of the Atheon now is 10 feet from the front door. Okay? Then, after all the walls have locked, you see it pull back about 20 feet, and you can see the thickness of 20 feet of Durasteel between you and the Atheon, and as large teeth interlock to form a door in front of, blocking you from the Atheon. S4, you can sense a faint signal being able to still be able to reach out to the Atheon, but it is faint.
That is a lot of Durasteel between us and the ship. That is going to make sending and receiving signals to the ship difficult, unless we are very close.
And I assume that that our key gets through that door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will send a binary message to the droids on the ship. Let me know if anything happens. As best you can.
You withdraw the key and a little paper... Oh, God, not paper. A small piece, like a cellophane type business card comes out with a 13-string alphanumeric code, which is your location of your ship. You S4, you look at it and you realize that the code is not just like, D12, but it also is rotational positioning within a three-dimensional object given a certain time period.
So it's a Rubik's Cube?
Effectively, yeah.
Okay, got it. S4M has no problems thinking four-dimensionally.
So what you're saying is we're going to have to make a roll to find this.
If you're not S4. Or if you lose this piece of paper, it's going to be real tough.
Okay.
So there you go. You've parked. Success on your first encounter. You've parked.
Boop, boop.
There's a lift at the end of the hallway. You do feel artificial gravity in this, after you walked out of the Atheon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once we figure some stuff out, I need to take my my swoop out. We're finally on a planet.
I don't think that thing's gonna be very effective in a city.
You say that. But we need to figure out where we're going first.
Alright, S4, where are we headed?
Let's see. This way.
You walk toward the lift. You ride the lift down to what essentially it says is the lobby. You exit, and to your left, you actually see a lot of lifts. And this seems to be the center. The area that you're in now, which is essentially the lobby, is the center hub of the structure. So you're not at the ground level, you're actually at the center of it. In front of you, you see this massive hall, kind of like Grand Central Station. There are people milling around, talking, moving, a lot of people with cases, pushing dollies, stuff like that. It has this thick air about it that people have been here, and the place that doesn't sleep and is mildly damp. But in the center of it, you do see a pretty massive, almost bullpenny kind of thing with, essentially a cage in the middle, and there are like 30 teller stations. You only see a handful of them actually have lit up, and there's people, there are creatures, there are sentients manning the teller stations. You notice off to the side there are key receptacles, so you can pay your parking, and only 1 in 50 are working, so about 6 are working. It looks like you see a person go up, enter their key, push a cred chip in, and then you see a green band of light go over the top where you grip the key at. Right now, yours is just flat silver.
Okay, so I guess we need to go and pay for our parking.
I think we need to pay for it after we've been here for some time, because it's probably time calculated, Kamaya. And we would pay right before we left.
Some places you need to pay ahead of time, though. Let's just make sure.
Very well.
You go up to the teller?
Yeah.
The teller is an alien species with 3 arms, 4 arms. I can't remember what it was. The Jon Favreau alien.
With a number of arms. Yeah.
He's kind of squat. He's on a very tall chair looking over this thing. There is a large, like half a foot of plastisteel, of clear plastisteel between you and him, and has little bitty air holes. What you need?
Do we need to prepay for our parking, or we pay for it later?
How many cycles you here for?
Remy, what do you think?
If it's below 30 cycles, you're fine until you need to leave.
Great. It's below 30.
Oh, when you come through, just make sure you have the correct cred chips ready. There's a price chart behind him.
Cool. I look at the price chart.
The price chart says for at your current level of security, it is 250 credits per cycle.
Ooh, okay. I'm assuming you mean cycles like days.
Yeah.
How long's a day on this planet?
It's a little shorter than it's like 19 hours.
Okay.
But that's not how Star Wars works. No one ever takes that into consideration. Don't worry about it.
All right.
So as you leave, this is a central part of the massive cylindrical superstructure. So when you actually walk out, you are 60 stories up from ground level, and you can actually see about half that, about 30 stories down. There's a dense kind of fog, or just clouds because it's 30 stories up, and you can see that in front of you, it almost looks like this pier of speeders coming up, picking up people and leaving. Some of them are different companies and such like that. They're taxis. They're Star
It's where you can get an Uber.
Mm-hmm. The scale of the city you're in is a little daunting. And to think that you need to find a specific building to find what you're looking for, it seems like you could spend years looking for it.
Whoa.
Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at Morality_Plays. If you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review on iTunes, and visit our Patreon at patreon.com/MoralityPlays. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast by Morality Plays. Star Wars, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme was by Kevin MacLeod, sound effects by Tristan Longren, Vindus, and Akmov. And I'd like to thank my amazing players. Brandon, playing Remy Drobash. Gerald playing S4M3L, and Bobby playing Kamaya Saris. And of course, I'd like to thank you, our listeners. And we'll see you again soon in a galaxy far, far away.